Good morning, everyone. I'm the Legend, joined by my wonderful girlfriend, Molly. Today we're here at a new theme park I've never been to, Gilroy Gardens in Northern California. At this point, it's so rare for me to get to a new park. I'm pretty excited about this. This place looks like it's got a whole bunch of weird-looking rides themed to produce and a whole bunch of amazing trees like these guys in front of us, so I'm excited. I think this is going to be a Molly park.
It looks adorable.
It does.
And pretty.
All right, so let's go explore. So pretty much as soon as you enter the park, on the right-hand side, you're met with this beautiful garden and this really cool boardwalk with all these giant trees growing out of it. So the park's got a really cool, very, very different entrance. Let's kick off the tour talking about the park's biggest ride, their main attraction here, roller coaster-wise. That's the Quicksilver Express, a big old mine train roller coaster. And it's a good ride. It's a long ride. It's got 2 lift hills on it, and the grounds are just beautifully maintained. So you're just like on both sides of the train. On most of the time, there's trees, there's buildings you go through. There's really, like, you're never that high off the ground, so it's really made to fit the landscape. So it's a very solid family attraction and a pretty good mine train as when you compare this to like other ones. So Molly, how was that ride?
It was good. The kid got off the roller coaster singing what he said was his favorite song. Roller coaster, I'm ready for the next roller coaster, roller coaster, roller coaster. I'm ready for the next roller coaster.
The park is a beautiful looking Ferris wheel, not very big, but it's very pretty. So a lot of the flat rides here at Gilroy Gardens are themed to various types of plants and produce, like the swings are themed to a giant mushroom. I've been to a lot of theme parks. I don't think I've ever seen a set of, a wave swinger themed to a giant mushroom. Update, that didn't last more than like 10 seconds before Molly informed me.
There was one in Alton Towers, somewhere in the UK.
Yeah, it was Alton Towers. I don't think it's there anymore. Now this, my friends, this is a winner. The park has a teacups ride themed to garlic. Obviously, Gilroy, California is like the garlic capital of this country or the world, something like that. So it makes sense to have a garlic-themed ride. The ride-up does say, please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the garlic at all times. Over here is Artichoke Dip, this adorable-looking kids ride. Doesn't look like it does a whole lot, but you get to ride an artichoke. Can't say that every day. Another cute one here, this is called Strawberry Sundae. Looks like a very, very old ride. At least the mechanism, maybe not the strawberries. The fun continues. The park's swinging ship is a giant banana. That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I love the sign here for the Timber Twister coaster. So now coming at you from the second of the park's roller coasters, this is the Timber Twister, the smaller one. And this is going to be hilarious because Molly is on the train by herself. As we were here at park opening, and I'm like, well, we got to get the ride running. Really cool snake-themed trains. Pretty much a solid family or junior coaster. And here comes Molly, very happy. Very similar like your Blackbeard's Lost Treasure Train, A Great Adventure, or Cobra over at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, but a not as long of a ride on this one. But you do get to go around twice, which makes this twice as embarrassing for Molly. We're here at park opening and there's like nobody here. The park's mascots are fantastic. It's 2 giant like people masks, garlics. One's a man, one's a lady. With little shoes, and this is the best. This is a great mascot.
It's adorable.
Unfortunately, closed for us on our visit is the SkyTrail monorail, which is sad because like no parks have monorails, so I was pretty excited about it. This also goes through their Monarch Garden inside the big greenhouse. So this is really neat. Here for the park's antique cars, when you go in, you go to the left for the 1920s or the right for the 1950s. So here I am cruising my 1950s car. Oh wow, it's so pretty. Now, unlike Autopia at Disneyland, there's no gas pedal, so these things just go on their own. And you can steer them, so you can, clang and bang from side to side, but you do not hit the pedal to go and stop. gosh, you go through a car wash. And a tunnel? And I'm getting pulled over? Keep going, car. And here comes Molly, cruising her fancy white shiny car with headlights that work. What if she also got pulled over? Here we go, my favorite part of these videos, making Molly drive the antique cars. This is a small antique car. There are people cheering for us. Look how cute this is. It's the apple and worm little kids ride. And Molly, what does it remind you of?
I'm like choo-choo train.
It does. It definitely gives me that vibe.
So sad.
So right by the plaza in the front of the park, they have a wonderful carousel surrounded by big trees. Adorable kids ride here themed a little goldfish. And there's just like a classic Tubs of Fun. But the goldfish one's the cuteness. They're so happy. Another fun looking flat ride here, balloon flight. Just like the landscaping and everything around it makes it really very, very pretty like most of the park. So during the summer, the park has what's called Water Oasis, which is like a splash pad for kids and a couple other fountains and things like that. As you can tell, we're wearing jackets and pants, so it's a little too chilly in the season for that. I think it opens in a week or two. So in the middle of the park is a big lagoon with different kinds of swan boats, but what I love, it's all different kinds of ducks. So you got a swan, you've got a mallard duck, and then over here you've got like a Canadian goose and a baby yellow duck. That's so neat. And then you get some topiaries of elephants. Now coming at you from the back of the park, Fonte Falls. It's listed as an attraction, but it's just like this beautiful series of waterfalls. Like, how pretty is this? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. The eighth wonder of the world, the backside of water. Oh, it gets soaked. So Think Up Bummed isn't running today as the musical market show, as I believe it's like an animatronic singing produce, which would be right up my alley as an idiot. I'd absolutely love this. But yeah, you can see all the little characters there with faces on them, and I think they talk and sing and that kind of stuff. I don't know if this is something that'll, it's seasonal or it's just broken, or they're not running it because there's nobody here, but it looks like quite the thing. Taking a stroll now through the park's Monarch Garden, which is their big greenhouse. And really, I love the design of the place because you have a monorail, not working today, but goes through the middle of it. And also the park's train ride passes through here as well. So it kind of gives like that, sort of like the old school Tomorrowland vibe where there was a whole bunch of rides on the move, except here in a biodome. See, that's where the train goes down there. Much like the rest of the park, it is very, very, very pretty. And I guess they grow fruits in here. You can get this big guava plant. Now it is labeled Monarch Garden, but I don't really see any butterflies. I'm guessing it's just a place like they don't put butterflies in here, but they could live if they wanted to. Now we're on the Rainbow Gardens boat ride, and this is cool. Like, I don't think there's any of these in the States, at least that I'm familiar with, these small, like, 4-person rafts. It's not like a river raft, it's kind of intense. It's a scenic kind of ride, and you spin around past gardens. Oop. And on the Rainbow Gardens boat ride, it takes you right past the big lake. So right when you come in the park, there's like this little kids carousel, and it's very different because everything is super tiny. You do not see many like this. Weird kind of theme. Like these faces are interesting. The carousel itself is really neat. Also on the lake with the swan boats, if you come towards the end, there's a beautiful waterfall. So another thing Gilroy Gardens is famous for is they have a whole bunch of these what are called circus trees, designed in weird shapes. Let's take a look at some of them now. Also in this area, there's topiaries of like fun bears. I think they're bears. Here's another one of the trees. This circus tree you can walk right through. Not running today is this little splash garden and playground thing, but what I love, the playground, it's themed as one of the circus trees. The park has a train ride that circles around the entire park, making multiple stops. So here's some highlights of what you can see on the train. The greenhouse and are going into a dark tunnel. This pathway just has a random dinosaur on it. More beautiful gardens over here, and I don't even know what kind of trees these are. They look like something out of Dr. Seuss. And now even more waterfall. Bit of a heads up, if you are coming to Gilroy Gardens and you want to order food, it is pricey. Check out value meal, double burger platter with a drink, $18. Oh my. Oh my. Tacos, $4.29. I think the frozen bananas, $7.99.
That's worse than Disney World.
It is, it's worse than Disney World. Oh my gosh. I mean, maybe they're fresh bananas, but still, oh man, that's pricey food. So the park also has a bunch of topiaries, but they're not like the Disney style of topiaries that I'm used to from Orlando. They're different, but you guys kind of have to squint and guess what to make them out to be. But they're still very pretty. Playground here, but right in the middle they've designed like a tree that must have been there to be built in the playground around it. How cool is that? Now coming at you from the main gift shop, gonna see if they have any fun merch. And I love when parks do something like this. Like I didn't like this place enough to probably put Gilroy Gardens on my wall. That would not get approved. But I love when the parks do have stuff like that. This is probably my favorite piece of merchandise. It's Mr. and Mrs. Garlic as plushies. They're $15, and they are quite the thing. Also, it's just a whole corner of them. More stuff with Mr. and Mrs. Garlic on it. They have like little bobblers or feet hangs like this. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna buy something. I'm gonna buy that little guy. Put him on my desk or something.
What's a pen?
If that apple and worm thing was your favorite ride, you could get a snow globe with it. And I love like the base of the snow globe, but all like the circus trees. Even the little things are neat. Like look at this pathway to lead you down to a waterfall viewing location. So they have a couple of these around the park called green spots, where you can come and there's all sorts of things where you can learn about the wildlife of the area. We saw one all about geology and rocks and tectonic plates and things like that. And this one's about leaves and weather. So I love that the park has a lot of benches. Like this area, you can just hang out on a bench, relax, and you're right next to the lake and waterfalls. Like how peaceful is that? So we stumbled upon this, and I'm not really sure what it is because there's like no food stands anywhere nearby. So is this like a picnic area or just like a fancy break room? I don't know. So right by the lake here, of course, they've got to sell some Gilroy garlic fries, which we were going to have until we saw that they were $8.79. And that'll do it for our time here at the Gilroy Gardens Family Theme Park. Molly, let's start off with you. What were your thoughts on this place?
It was adorable and cute and beautiful and perfect for like families, like every age.
Yeah, it works well for little kids. It works well for grandma. I think I was very impressed by this park. And it's also, everything's perfectly landscaped. It's very, very clean. It's quite the place. I would say, did you have a favorite ride? There was a lot of wonderfully themed rides. Do you have one that was your favorite?
I liked keeping your hands and arms inside the garlic at all times.
Keep your hands and arms inside the garlic at all times. Oh man, I think mine was either, it might have been the giant banana. I do wish that, I do wish the monorail was running. Not a lot of parks have monorails. But I love the design of the place, like having that big greenhouse with a monorail that goes through it and a train that goes through it. So your design was really, really neat. I love the mascots. The mascots were amazing.
I love the antique cars.
Yes, like one of the best antique cars rides I've ever been on anywhere.
I think it is the best one I've been on.
Especially the if you're coming to the park, definitely go in the sports car kind of thing. It's much more interesting than the old-timey 1920s one. But yeah, that was also a highlight as well. I will say some of the negative things about this park. It is not a cheap park to come to. It is $20 to park your car. If you buy your tickets online, they cost about 40 bucks. So it is, it's definitely up there as far as pricing goes. You also have to consider that pretty much everything here in Northern California seems like it's expensive. And
California,
yeah, and you do, if you have a Cedar Fair Platinum Pass like I do, it will get you free into the park. What it will not do is get you free parking, so you will have to pay for your parking cost. And then food prices as well. Food prices here are just bonkers. Like a chocolate covered banana should not be $8. Like that is a bit nutty. So I would say your main drawback would be the pricing, but the place it's beautiful, it's unique, it's by far, you know, today was roller coaster 562, and I've been to theme parks all over the country, starting to get to all over the world. But this is by far one of the prettiest I think I've ever seen.
I think it is the prettiest I've seen.
Yeah, and it's really that mix between botanical gardens and, you know, well-themed rides. Like, you just don't have a random scrambler anywhere.
No.
Everything that's in the park is well done and well-themed. You have that wonderful waterfall. So it's a very unique place, but a very cool place. I do recommend coming here if you're in the Northern California area. Like, we went to the three Northern California theme parks on this trip, and I had way more fun here than I did at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, where everything was closed. And the park was kind of not so great. Everything was closed. It was sad. But if you're in Northern California, you might want to check this out. If you have any questions about Gilroy Gardens, let us know in the comment section below. Also, we imagine that they must do tons of like corporate events and weddings here and like wedding photography, because the place is just stunning. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And don't forget to keep your hands and arms inside the garlic at all times.